Not Nerd Podcast, episode 374, Self-Serving Nonprofit.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Well, thank you for welcoming me here today, Nate,
Yes.
along with our follower. Hello to you out there.
Yes, whichever follower decides to listen this week.
Yeah, we do have more than one follower, but we only one per week listen.
Yes.
So it's your mom, then my mom, and then
Yes.
my brother. Yeah.
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife.
No, we do, in all seriousness, we do have more than 5
Yes.
followers, but we don't have 5,000 followers. So
No.
if you would like to check in with us and say howdy, we'd love to know who you are.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, you're listening because you want to hear some follow-up. In the first time in months, I meant to go back and look how long it's been. We do not have a FTX SBF story or an Elon Musk stuff. There is stuff we could talk about, but I wanted to spend some more time in follow-up talking about ChatGPT because
Do it.
that has been the big buzz, and I found several different stories. So we were talking just in the last couple of weeks, there was rumors about the pro version of ChatGPT that was going to be $42 a month, people were seeing. And little marketing pro tip for you, that's called price anchoring, which ChatGPT Plus has been released at starting at $20 a month. So you were thinking, oh, 42, that's a little bit. Oh, $20? That's like half the price. I'll sign up now.
Price anchoring is a real thing. Even if you know about it, it still can affect you.
Yeah, oh, totally.
It's
It
like
is
retail
very
$19.99 on sale for $17.99. Maybe I should get it since it's $3 less or $2, I guess.
Yes, and I think because Apple has done this in the past, but there's a lot of rumors around their VR, AR goggles, whatever they're going to release, and everybody's like, it's going to be $3,000. Who's going to pay for that? Who would ever pay that? And Apple has done it, I think, like with the iPad, people were like, it's going to be $1,000. And then it was, what, $500 or $600 at the beginning?
It's so funny with that iPad. Everybody's like, all right, well, we know the screen is going to cost this, and the battery's got at least to be this size. But it's like, you can't know what's inside Apple. Yeah, and it came in half what people thought it was going to be.
Yes. So back to ChatGPT. They do have this plus mode. You can still use the free version. You're just limited.
Is the plus mode just bigger?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's plus sized.
Plus sized.
Okay.
Yes.
My mistake.
ChatGPT XXL. But the free tier is here to stay. But this pro version, it'll give you priority access when the servers are really busy. That you'll get more access to it and some more features. I'm not going to sign up for it because I just don't have a whole lot of need for ChatGPT in my life at the moment. I want to use it more, but I don't know.
Of all the things out there that I've tried, I still have yet to try ChatGPT.
Wow.
I don't know what I would do with it.
Yeah.
I'm not writing articles. Look at our website. You can tell I'm not writing articles.
I know that. Maybe it'll make video scripts for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I am a little bit, because like I've mentioned, I'm in a Facebook group that a ChatGPT, and people are always asking, ooh, how can I make money? Or, ooh, I want to do this. And I think it's a little bit, it's been very sensational. And I just don't, time will tell. Time will tell. The new version's coming out. But one interesting, there was a viral tweet this week. Somebody they asked ChatGPT to write I forget what the prompt.
Oh, embarrassing for you.
So somebody had asked ChatGPT, write a poem about the positive attributes of Trump. And ChatGPT responded and said that it refused to wade into politics, that it didn't want to cover, it wasn't fair to discuss that. Well, then they asked the same thing for the current president, Joe Biden, and ChatGPT wrote this nice poem about the positive attributes. And so they talked, the creators of ChatGPT, they can't figure out why it won't write about Trump.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so there's these weird little things where, and people ask it everything under the sun. I mean, it's one of the most popular. There we go. Yes, I had an article that I almost skipped. ChatGPT sets record for fastest growing user base with 100 million active users.
And these are people who are probably using this instead of Google search to find things, which upsets Google.
Yes, which I have another article. Google will unveil ChatGPT competitor, and I think even real-time Followup. I saw a notification earlier that from Daring Fireball that on blog.google, there is a new message today, February 6th, from the CEO, Sundar Pichai, an important next step on our AI journey, talking about Bard, B-A-R-D, which is Shakespearean.
Yeah, it's like someone who tells a story with music or something like that.
Yes. So that I'm sure we'll be learning more about Bard. But yes, as we mentioned a while ago, Google is a little bit concerned. And they've been working on this stuff too. Everybody has. So I think they bumped up their release date a little bit since ChatGPT has hundreds of millions of users checking it out, the fastest growing app.
Well, I'm always excited when things like this are poised to disrupt all the big guys that are out there, because they just think, well, we can just do our thing forever and make all kinds of money.
Yeah.
And it provides innovation, but also it removes the entrenched people who can take advantage of customers. So yes. I love this type of stuff. But you did skip over one about this con artist. What is that all about?
Yes. We're jumping all over the place with all these different ChatGPT because they all kind of tie together. So this is it's a Substack from Ted Gioia.
Nailed it.
But it is titled Introducing the Slickest Con Artist of All Time. And he talks a little bit about the TV show Sneaky Pete, which I really enjoyed. He's a con man, but he would always say that he is not a con man. He's a confidence man.
Sure. Well, that's what the work, the con and con man comes from, is confidence.
The con of like a convict, stepping away from that side of it to a confidence man. But he's kind of talking about how, like with ChatGPT, that it is kind of a con man because it comes across very confidently. It gives you stuff and people are like, ooh, this is great. I need to be a part of this. So, but it says here in the article, but that's exactly what the confidence artist always does, which is you give people what they ask for. You don't worry whether it's true or not, because ethical scruples aren't part of your job description. If you get caught in a lie, you serve up another lie, and you always act sure of yourself because your confidence is what seals the deal. Mm-hmm. So just a little interesting take, and there's a bunch of tweets in there talking, just kind of examples of this. But I thought it was an interesting perspective on this new ChatGPT world that we're living in.
Good times.
Yeah, so now let me look back over all those ChatGPT articles and make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh yeah, so back on the fastest growing, so it's estimated to have reached 100 million monthly active users in January, just 2 months after launch. For reference,
it took the Not Nerd podcast 5 years to get 10 followers.
Yes. For reference, it took TikTok about 9 months after its global launch to reach 100 million users, and Instagram 2.5 years. And ChatGPT did it in 2 months. So
it's pretty fast.
Pretty fast growth. And all that to say, we will see where it goes. The version 4 is supposed to be coming out at some point. Google is launching theirs as of today. I know there's other ones that we'll be seeing. But one article I didn't even put in here is that OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT, they have now released a tool that you can run text through and it will analyze to think if it was made by an AI. So not only do they have the AI creating all the text, they also have a tool to try to tell you if
it's like, hey, Mr. AI, is this something that you would have written?
Yes.
Yeah, totally something that looks like it. They plagiarized me.
Yes, exactly. And one non-ChatGPT piece of follow-up, we were talking about the Amazon drone delivery service starting up, and that there was the 2 cities, one in California and one in Texas. Well, it looks like it's not off to a great start.
I'm giggling because of the headline.
Yes. Amazon's drones have reportedly delivered to fewer houses than there are words in this headline. So from another article I saw that there has been about 10 houses that they have been able to deliver to, which are probably all Amazon employees. But they are under some strict conditions by the FAA, and whether they can fly over highways and what they can fly over. So looks like we're taking a step backwards on our drone delivery from Amazon system.
I would donate my home to be a test for this type of service, because we're getting Amazon packages here between me and my daughter, and stuff at work sometimes because it's faster to ship it here, like over the weekend and stuff. I don't know, 3 packages a week at least, something like that.
Yeah, we're at least that. So it seems like mine would be a good one to practice. You do have to have a backyard, so apartment dwellers are out of luck. And
I do have a backyard. It's very small, so they can't have too big of a drone.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
And there's trees and a house there, so yeah.
Yes, and it says here, the drone can only carry a certain size of box, and it dumps packages from 12 feet in the air, further limiting the types of products it can transport.
I can put a net in my backyard that covers the whole backyard.
We've got a trampoline in our backyard.
This is perfect.
Well, speaking of perfect, it's time for Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
And boy, howdy, do I have a zinger for you today, Nate.
Yes.
And we discussed it a little bit before the podcast, but I don't think that you knew about this one. And I'm sure others know about this, but I kind of found it organically, maybe. What I'm talking about is messages. If you are an iPhone user or iPad user, an iOS user, to use the correct term, there's a little trick, or a pro tip, I might say, for messages that I've really been digging. So what you need to do is head into settings and then go down to messages. It's in a cluster of green icons, if that helps. And then there's one section there that you need to turn on, and that is message filtering, filter unknown senders. And I know we've brought this up before and maybe chatted a little bit about this, but here is a wonderful side effect by enabling that. If you now go back into your messages, there's a filters icon at the top, or a little button. And when you click that, you get all messages, which is what you normally have. You get known senders, which are people that you've interacted with before or in your contacts. Unknown senders, which I think is the piece that we've talked about before, how you can filter out unknown senders. But the unread messages is the gold. If you're like me, you get a lot of messages that come in, and sometimes you'll skip one. Remember, we talked about how you want to mark a message as unread so that you can go back to it. Well, this is an easy way to go back and find those unread messages. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to mark one as unread. That's a couple pages down. And now when I go to my filters, unread messages, one unread message. So it's a way for you to kind of collect and see all your unread messages, no matter how far stretched apart they are in your timeline. So there you go. That's the tip.
That is a great tip. I have turned it on, and I think that's going to be really nice. Because, looking at my own unknown senders section, it is a lot of stuff, verification codes, T-Mobile. They have been working on the tower that I use the most a lot. It's like every other day I'm getting a message, oh, we're going to be working on this. Oh, the work is complete.
Yeah.
All kinds of unknown Now, I guess you could keep it on all messages. Do you know if you have that on, do you get a notification? Like, will it give you the red circle even if it's an unknown sender?
Yeah, everything is the same. When you are in the all messages, I've been using it this way for a while. I just recently discovered the unread messages folder that's in there. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty neat tip, because sometimes, like I said, there'll be 3 or 4 ones that I want to get back to, and then new text messages come in and they just go farther and farther and farther down the list. So that's an easy way to just click on there.
Save yourself a lot of scrolling.
But yeah, I use the all messages filter 99.99% of the time. And if I want to go back and look at unknown senders, or just limit it to known senders if I've got a bunch of spam in there, then it cleans up my list. So that's what I do.
Perfect. I like it. Well, on to our takes of the week. MrBeast, this guy, we've talked about him, the most popular YouTuber by like 10x. So he's getting some heat this last week because he helped 1,000 blind people get cataract surgery. But some people called it demonic because it's stunt philanthropy.
Who cares?
1,000 people around the world. And I watched the video. It popped up. Some of his stuff pops up on my on Facebook. I follow him there. And I watched the video. And like, you're watching these people that, like, a couple of them were younger people that had cataracts since like birth, and it, didn't have vision in one eye. And it's this very simple surgery. So then he starts doing them. And of course he gives, some people $50,000 or a new car. Cause this one guy that was older teenager, he would never be able to drive because he had these cataracts. And of course people have to hate on him because he's so popular, but man,
what is it about people? So until the governments of the world and healthcare providers and states and other local governments step up and provide this type of service for people, I think it's absolutely fantastic that he's doing it. Yeah. And there's always going to be that entitled person. They're everywhere. They'll be like, well, you didn't help people who have this type of thing. Yeah. Why did you focus on cataract? I have this debilitating disease that nobody helped me with. Those people just, come on.
I saw somebody was like saying that, well, he's being insensitive. Maybe, these people didn't want to be cured of their blindness.
He didn't kidnap them.
Yeah, he didn't like run into their house and tie him down, but he worked with this doctor. And then, after they did the first part, they went over, I believe, to India and some other countries around the world where, as much as I'll say about our healthcare system here in the U.S., there's many third world countries and poverty-stricken areas where they just don't have any access to this.
That's what I'm saying. Until the governments of the world step up.
Yeah.
We got to do stuff like this.
Yeah. So it's apparently he even kind of shows they use like a little vacuum to suck out the cataract, and then they put in like a false lens over the eye. And I'm just like, man, this is awesome. Like, who cares if he got 1 billion views on this video? He just helped 1,000 people see better.
Well, and the money that he earns is going to be turned back into helping people.
Yeah, because that's what he does. He just puts it back. And he is only 24 years old.
That is amazing.
He started posting at 13. He has 131 million subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
It's absurd. If you guys, I know, and it's like, oh, MrBeast, I don't want to. Just go watch one of his videos. Go watch this video because I thought it was really cool. But
there's one thing. I did see an ad where MrBeast was recommending Honey, the plugin for your browser.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, MrBeast.
You don't need to do that.
I just don't. I don't like ads, and I don't like when celebrities endorse things. It's just like, but maybe he uses it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here's the tweet. I'm not even going to give the guy's name. If you want to see a microcosm of how the ableist mindset pervades society writ large, check out the replies to MrBeast's tweet on disabled people being return on investments. They essentially say disabilities are a failure of the human condition and thus require eradication.
Oh, those are Nazis that are replying.
Yeah.
That is straight up Nazi propaganda.
Yeah. So anyways, fun little video, Mr. Beast. 1,000 people can see better now. So
that's awesome.
I like that. We did have Apple's quarterly results, and we used to talk about them a lot more, but they had their biggest step backward in many, many years.
How so?
So their revenue fell $6.7 billion with a B year over year for the holiday quarter.
Now, I don't like that because I have Apple stock. So
yes.
Don't be doing that, Apple.
Though with total revenue of $117.2 billion with a B, it was still the company's second largest quarter ever. So, and Apple talked about it. A big problem was the iPhones. They couldn't make enough of the iPhones, so that hurt things. And another thing, that it would have been, somebody was saying on the This Week in Tech podcast, I believe, that it would have been their biggest quarter ever. But the problem was the US dollar is too strong, so all the stuff they sell in other countries wasn't as much revenue for them because the other countries, their money is so weak. Yes. Yeah. So, but they did also say that they have more than 2 billion with a B active devices worldwide, Apple.
Did I say 2 billion devices in your pocket, y'all? Remember when Oprah said 1 billion?
Yes.
Yeah. So now it's 2 billion.
2 billion. Yes. And Amazon reports first unprofitable year since 2014.
I thought they didn't make any profits. They just put all their money back into R&D.
Yes. Well, I think 2014 was when they finally started making a profit. But Amazon lost $2.7 billion last year.
They could have bought 20% of Twitter.
Yes, they could have. What were they thinking? So by far the biggest culprit for Amazon's losses over the year was the company's hefty investment in the electric automaker Rivian, whose value plummeted last year and ate into Amazon's bottom line.
I didn't know Amazon was part of the Rivian thing.
I didn't either. 20% stake in Rivian. I do see those Rivians around. I think maybe just because they stand out so much. They're such a unique looking vehicle.
I want one, by the way. I just can't afford one.
Yes. Maybe after that Notpicks money starts rolling in, we'll get matching Rivians. And this one does not surprise me at all, but appliance makers sad that 50% of customers won't connect their smart appliances.
Oh, you mean people didn't go ahead and connect their ice cube maker to the internet so that they could have a video of ice cubes falling down the chute or something?
Yeah, exactly. And have it reorder water when you're running low. And
the filter, man.
Yes.
You get them on the filters.
Yes, yeah. Appliance makers like Whirlpool and LG just can't understand. They added Wi-Fi antennae to their latest dishwashers, ovens, and refrigerators and built apps for them, and yet only 50% or fewer of their owners have connected them. What gives?
It's so surprising.
Yes.
Who would have known?
Yeah.
There's not much. We're all being sarcastic, of course, but people don't want that type of garbage in their home.
No.
Especially with all the security implications that people hear about.
Yes, the security, and it seems to me it should make our lives easier, but it just tends to overcomplicate things, and you've got to have another app that won't talk to any other apps, and you just want to cook your food or keep your food cold.
You have to get a laundry detergent tab to put in your thing.
Yes.
And if it's the wrong brand, it won't run. Or
check in with the internet and turn you into the authorities.
You're sharing Tide Pods with other households.
Yes.
You have to have a different subscription fee.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of people and trust and all of that, Netflix hasn't confirmed its plan to stop password sharing just yet, though they did release a policy last week that there would be an update where your device would have to check into your home internet like every 30 days And then they're like, oh, no, it's just for these couple countries. That was a mistake. Like they all do the press release where it's like, we didn't mean to release this policy.
Talk about your price anchoring. They do outrage anchoring where they release something and then say, oh, that was an accident after people blow up.
Yes. Yeah. So they have said that they're going to crack down on password sharing, and I've seen many a meme this week of how many young people are going to learn about the Pirate Bay.
And they were actively encouraging it early in their life.
Yeah.
Like, share it with whoever you want. We want everybody to watch our content. So
yeah.
Get them hooked.
Get them hooked. Get them hooked. Well, speaking of getting hooked, our bonus odd take of the week is one that you found, Dave. Count on old school fun with these new calculator emulations.
Yes, and I tried to get these to work on my phone, and they wouldn't. So I'm actually going to try one here if I can. So I'm going to just click a random one here to see if it will work in my web browser. Now, Nate, did you try one of these out?
I did not try them out yet.
Okay, so it's loading. It's using MAME, the multi-arcade emulator thing. I can't remember.
There it is.
But yes, I got the HP 49G working, and here we go. And I don't know, it's one of those things that you put in the big number and you don't know if it works or not because you
don't know the math.
Answer.
Yes.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, it's not doing what I would think it would do. I can't push the numbers, but I could turn it on and off and do a few of the other things. So
I fired up the TI-83. I don't think I had the 83. I had the 81 in high school.
I'm going to do the 83 also. That's one I'm more familiar with.
Yes, and I remember I had some very nerdy friends, and they would program Tetris into it and do all this stuff long before the internet, all kinds of hacky stuff.
Right. This one is working as advertised. I can press the buttons and I can hit plus and I can hit enter and all that stuff, and it gives me an answer. So now schools that require children to have a TI 80 whatever that costs like $90, by the way, just give them a computer and make this full screen and be like, you didn't say it couldn't be an emulator. They're always so scared that kids will cheat if they have to use the phone. I'm like, to my kids, I'm like, don't you have a built-in calculator on your phone? And they're like, oh, we can't use that. I'm like, come on.
Yes. So they have 15 different calculators, it looks like, and they are all, scientific, complex calculators, except for the electronic number muncher.
I saw that. I didn't press it.
Which is it's a kid's calculator with a elephant, and it's bright yellow. Mine is loading. It's got an animation of a monkey dropping balls into an elephant's trunk.
So that must be the while it's getting ready thing.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of game on there, but that does not look like the other screen. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. It's fun to go back and look at these, technologies that weren't that long ago, but seem so dated.
And when I was in high school, our teacher was talking about calculators one time. And I mean, they had to use slide rules when he was a kid. Calculators didn't exist.
Yeah.
And when they came on the scene, it was like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Because you could just do all this stuff in your pocket. It was an amazing invention. And they just keep getting better. They turned into a smartphone.
Yes.
That's how much better they got.
A lot better. And you know what else is better? Our picks of the week.
Now, Nate, this is not we've had this discussion before. Everything is technology.
Yes.
I mean, everything. This plastic cup is technology. It holds water, and I can transport it from hither to yon. Hither to yarn? Hither to yon.
Hither to yarn. We usually think of electronic technology, but hey, I had a pick of the week before the Knork, which I used for dinner tonight. The knife-fork combo. So
that's hilarious.
Do not let me be one to judge.
Well, I'll tie this in. Steve Jobs famously had Levi's 501 jeans and a turtleneck and what were his shoes, Asics or something like that. And he just wore the same thing every day because that's one less thing he had to think about, right? And I'm sure he wore other clothes too. But part of my uniform is a ankle type sock. They're typically black because if I want to wear shorts with shoes or whatever, I want to feel a little bit dressy with black socks, So even though, my Crocs and my suit jacket and my shorts don't really go together. But I purchased on Amazon. Now, you may remember years ago I bought Amazon jeans.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still wearing them. I've got a pair on today.
Nice.
They're amazing. That was Amazon brand. But I found some men's ankle socks that are from COOPLUS. I've read a bunch of reviews and I looked at different models. This is 6 pairs of men's ankle socks, athletic, cushioned, breathable, low-cut tab with arch support. It has 31,429 ratings.
Whoa.
What other items have you seen over 31,000 ratings?
That's crazy.
And they're 4.5 stars. So I got to say, I had Adidas ones from, I think I got them at Costco. These are far more comfortable. Now, I don't know if they'll last as long.
Yeah.
But what would you pay for 6 pairs of socks? Tell me what you would pay at Target.
Sheesh. I'm trying to remember. I have bought 6 pairs of socks. I'm going to say these came in. They sound pretty fancy. With that many ratings, 6 pairs, I'm going to say $8.99.
Oh, well, you, my friend, haven't purchased socks in a while.
I buy the cheapest socks. I don't go for the quality.
Well, they're usually like $2 or $3 a pair.
Yeah. I was starting to do that math, but then a number just came out of my mouth.
Yeah, so the list price, speaking of price anchoring, is $24.
Ooh.
But $23.99. But their regular price is $13.99. So $2.33 a pair.
Wow.
Which is a good deal because I imagine these will last a couple years probably. Yeah. And even if they only last a year, that'll be fine. But they come in different colors and different configurations. But I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I got them home, opened up the thing, and I've heard reports that Jerry Lewis always wore a new pair of socks. He'd wear them once and throw them away. I may be getting a different popular actor, singer person mixed up, but I can see why, because I opened these up, put them on my feet. They were so comfortable. I was looking forward to the next day when I could put another new pair on.
Yes.
It was so good.
Yeah.
But anyway,
nothing like a new pair of socks. Yeah, my brothers and I, we used to say that we wanted to start a nonprofit where we would wear a new pair of socks every day and then donate, wash them and donate all the socks after to other people.
You're so selfish. You're taking away that feeling of new socks from someone else.
For people in need, they will be happy to have once worn socks. We're breaking them in a little bit for them, but yes, a self-serving nonprofit that never came to fruition.
Yeah, that's on my list of life's goals, is to create a self-serving nonprofit. So
yes.
I'm the one who benefits the most.
Nice. Well, my pick of the week this week, Dave, I've had some spendy ones recently. I did the MacBook Air. I did the Apple Watch Ultra. I've given people some things to spend some money on. So this week, I've got a free app for those that have an Apple Watch, and I'm going to see if we can get this going next to my microphone. I now have a sound effects machine. I should have done that one first.
Don't show Todd Workove in that. He'll incorporate it into his podcast.
Yes, well, that would include him having a Apple Watch. But yes, so I now have an air horn and many other sounds on my watch. And it's the symbol of our Pro Tip bell, but it's a little shortened in its sound.
Did you put these on yourself?
No, these come default, and this one is the Spider-Man's web sound that you can pretend like you're casting the web. But anyways, so this app is called Thwip, and it is free. It is from Rafa.design, Raphael Conde, who has a very fun little website. Now, he has created a lot of great apps. This one's kind of down the list, but there's one we might have talked about before, Sketch, which is, I think has gotten some Apple awards. It's a design app.
It's a PC app, right? Or for your Mac, but not, or is it iOS? What's a computer? What's a computer?
Sketch is a Mac app for designers to create, team up, prototype, and more. So it's similar to the new Freebird or whatever the Apple one is. Freestyle.
That's not it.
What is there it is. Freeform. I knew there was a free in there. But yeah, so my pick is Thwip, but also go check out his other apps. The reason why I found out about him is there's one called Hand Mirror for your Mac that lives in your menu bar. And when you click on it, you get a preview from your active webcam. So if you're getting ready to get on a meeting, you want to check and see how your camera looks, you can do that. There's High Dock for custom dock settings on different screens. So he's got a bunch of different apps. But there's a breastfeeding tracker app for your Apple Watch.
I need that.
Yes, you probably do not. But he does a podcast. He's got a game where it's called Break the Safe. It's an Apple Watch game in which you take advantage of the digital crown and haptic feedback to break into a safe. So some really fun stuff. He's seems like a good designer here, and so you can find him at rafa.design, or you can search Thwip in the App Store.
And I'm having trouble because I clicked on it, and it says I purchased it, but it didn't install.
On your Apple Watch?
Well, on my phone, it didn't install the app. It just purchased it.
I don't think there is an app on your phone. It should just pop onto your Apple Watch.
It's on your watch
only. Watch only.
I forgot that the watch has its own app store.
Yes. So you could go onto your Apple Watch and probably search through that, but I find it easier to do on the phone.
Well, I bet if I put my Apple Watch back on, I was secretly charging it while we were doing the podcast, because I typically don't need my watch while we're podcasting. Yeah, podcasting. But I was going to hope to surprise you with the sound effect. And
there we go.
There it is. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
All right. Well, installed, and I'll be using that for sure.
Yes. I need to introduce that to my family as well. They will be overjoyed that I come with sound effects now. Yeah. Well, if you would like either of our picks, you can go over to notpicks.com. And so we've given away 3 prizes now. We're currently giving away one of my favorite Bluetooth mice. But I received just today our first video review of a Notpick gift that you'll have to look on the socials for. So got a message from somebody who received their gift, and no spoilers, but that will be coming to an interweb near you soon. So
I haven't seen it, but I know who it is. I can guess, but I'm not going to spoil it for our listeners.
Yes, and you would probably guess wrong.
Really?
But you'd only need 3 guesses to figure out who it is. But we are getting more reviews in. You've still got a little bit of time. February 12th is when we're doing, so a couple more days before we pick the winner for the mouse. And I'll tell you, more reviews have been coming in, so there will be a couple people in the running to win.
Very
and add more products on there and all kinds of good stuff. So, the latest review we got is from Chelsea, so she will not be winning because she doesn't want the prizes. She wants the stuff out of the house.
Chelsea needs to stop being such an overachiever.
Yes, she is helping out. She is doing her duty. But yes, you can go to notpicks.com. You can see a bunch of our old picks. You can get in the habit of clicking through there to go do your shopping on Amazon, so we get a little affiliate kickback. It's just like one extra click. Or make a little bookmark to notpicks.com and then click the Amazon link and then do your shopping.
It's easy.
It's very easy.
A baby could do it.
A baby could do it. Well, with that, we've had a couple long episodes. This one's a little bit shorter, but I think we will wrap this one up so that you can all get out there and tech better. Amazon light sale through AWS to manage everything. Well, something happened to that AWS server and I can't access the controller.
One backup is none backup, my friend.
Exactly.
There's a little trick or a pro tip